everybody, and welcome back to the roundup. Another week of cup action, and I tell you what, Dak, you're looking dapper there, my man. You're looking smashing with all that new clobber on, and you've been working out a wee bit or something.
No, mate. No, mate. No.
How are you?
I have been PG, mate. I'm glad you're noticing, mate. I'm buffing up, mate.
Mate, excellent. Honestly, it's shown already. How's your weekend been?
Aye, it's quiet, mate. Quiet, very quiet, mate.
Well,
Quiet. Aye.
Well, that's that then.
How was yours?
Mate, Craig Tara this weekend. Realised that I don't really like my own children very much. So,
Listen, mate, to say to you, congrats, mate, on the appointment. Craig Mark's new assistant manager, the bold PG, yeah?
I know, it's amazing. This is the first time we've spoken about it.
I know. No, but listen, just for the people out there that don't know, PG's getting into Craig Mark's assistant manager. Nixon's the new manager there, and PG's been asked to go in as assistant manager.
Delighted, mate. Delighted.
I'm happy for you, mate, because although you're good at all this social media jargon, you're a real football guy that's got a lot to offer, mate.
I appreciate that, mate.
And there's a compliment in there somewhere.
There is, and it's appreciated. That's the thing. After this weekend, obviously we'll touch on the game, but technically we were announced, I think it was Thursday night. So even though we weren't taking charge of the team on Saturday, we're definitely claiming a win against Ashfield. 100% record so far.
I'm not giving you it purely based because it's Ashfield, mate.
Because it's Ashfield, aye.
So I'm giving it to the boys that have been holding the fort.
No, the boys have done some, Joe. That's two cracking results that they've managed to see through with the management team. So, aye, it's been really good, and I'm looking forward to getting started during the week, mate. To be honest.
Good, I'm sure you'll do well.
Let's get in there, right? So we've got a lot of cup games for the West this week. We've got round 1 and then round 2, and then we've got 2 league games to finish us off. So we'll just touch on a couple of the games. You know what it's like, we don't delve into the cups massively until it gets to the later stages. But round 1 of the West, Beith 5, Benz 0, Bellshill 3, Ardrossan 0, Cambuslang 1, Perthshire 1. I actually can't remember who won in penalties. I think it was the Perthshire won in penalties. I'll find out in a minute.
Who's your game?
Craig Mark 3, Ashfield 2, Cumbernauld 1, Troon 1, 4-2 in penalties. Glasgow United 2, Arthurlie 2, Glasgow United 1, 5-4 in penalties. Glenafton 7, Doride 2, Borough 9, Knightswood 3, Cowan 4, Renfrew 2, Lanark 2, Nielsen 1, Largs 1, Wishaw 0, Maryhill 2, Greenock 3, Royal Albert 3, Kellow 0, The Rock 3, Muirkirk 1, 3-5, Finnart 2, and Vela leaving 3, Yoker 3. Yoker winning that 5-3 on penalties. So we'll just do a wee quick run through the first round. Since it's my team, I'm going to start with massive result. Craig Mark 3, Ashfield 2. I don't know. Obviously, I'm saying I was away at the weekend, so I don't know how Mick set up his team, whether he's went for it or if he's took a couple of players out. Speaking to Nixon and Lee, who were doing at the game, we were pretty good. We took our chances well. Ashfield dominated possession and were pretty good. So for me, that's a massive one. 2 games in a row, beating Cosyth last week, winning that Saturday, sorry. Just for me personally, we've obviously, me and Nixon and Lee have been talking a lot the last couple of days, and I really feel there's no a huge amount of work to do. I spoke to Caddy before we got it, and he was like, there's a good side in there. The league position's false because there are a lot of injuries and boys were out and now they're starting to come back. And I think you see the last 2 weeks with the results that there's no huge changes needing done that team. So it's a really good result for us yesterday or Saturday.
Great result. And I know that there's been others holding the fort before the usually been announced, but that's still good. You know what I mean? He's got announced on Thursday and the boys have went out and carried out a result, and it's a right good cup result. Praised Ashfield loads on the show, quite rightly so. And that's a brilliant result because they've got some good quality players there. So well done to Craig Mark, and by all accounts, if they've played well on the day, listen, it's about taking your chance. You can have as much possession as you want, but really top result for Craig Mark, and hopefully then you can kick on for there and continue to climb the league.
Yep.
But you seem as if he's going to go in, and it's it's a good place to go into on the back of 2 wins. You know what I mean? It should be upbeat and that, and then they'll just have you pulling down the.
See, the thing is, you obviously know what I'm like. People don't really know how much a greeting face bastard I'm when it's at football. So it's for everybody listening or watching, the first thing Dak said to me after saying congratulations the other day was, he's like, mind and no be yourself too much at the start.
Aye, get the boys on side first, mate, before you start tearing the arse off them. That's my only words of advice.
Aye, and look, I think it's sound advice.
Who am I to give managerial advice to? Come on.
Sound advice. Royal Albert, we spoke about him last week, how they were bringing in Les Mahigo. It's actually the Saturday morning team they brought in.
Aye.
Because we realised the mistake that Lanark had took basically the Saturday afternoon Les Mahigo team, who were a right good side. But Royal Albert beating Kello 3-0. Kello, I can't even remember if they won last week, but they had a better result, and we were praising them on that. But Royal Albert, first game, new guys in charge. That's a really good win for them, beating a team in the league above them. And I think it's the first win of the season as well for them. So that show, and a clean sheet, shows that there's already an improvement there.
Aye. Kello pushed Dark Cairn all the way last week, wasn't it?
That's what it was. Aye.
But great result for Royal Albert, and for all the players going for the amateur team into Royal Albert, the best thing is that they'll no need a settling in period. They players know each other. They know their strengths, they know their weaknesses, they're familiar with each other. Dare say the manager might end up keeping a couple or a few that's already still at the club, but very good positive result for them. Am I surprised? No, really, because we did speak about that they're a good side and they've got good players there. And we expect an upturn in their fortunes, and that's kind of what's happened. It's a perfect start for them down there. As you say, a clean sheet's always welcomed, and to score 3 goals and win a cup tie is excellent, and they'll go from strength to strength. But it's a real positive, good start for the new era of Royal Albert.
Indeed. Beith beating the Bens 5-0. We've praised the Bens to pretty much no end on this. We know they're a bit of a mixed bag at times, but every time they play teams above them, they always take something off them. I know it's the cup's a bit different, but that shows for me the quality that Beith have, where they're going to take 5 off the Bens without reply, and nobody that the Bens have played that are ranked higher than them in the league have been able to get near that. So it's a massively impressive win for Beith.
Aye, top result. I did think it would be a closer affair. Looked at the teams as well, and to be fair, that the Bens were pretty much at full strength as well on the day. So that says it all about how well Beith have played. Beith are the only team probably. I think they beat the Bens 4 or 5-1 in the league or not at the start of the season. They seem to
have their number a wee bit.
They have the number on the Bens, and that's impressive, because a lot of other teams, like ourselves included, know how difficult a side and good a side Bens can be in their day. So for Beith to win 5-0 is very, very impressive, and that's a top result, and into the next round they go in, and the Bens will be disappointed, but they've had a very good start to the season as well, so you can't really take much away from them. It just maybe sounds like a bad day at the office. I don't know how the game went. I seen that the Bens had some opportunities as well, so I don't know if it's maybe flattered Beith. I do not know, but to go and win the game 5-0 is outstanding.
I think you look at Straney, the job he's doing is tremendous. Like, Beith were mid-table-ish. He's come in, wins the league in his first season. Looks, just based off of how things are going so far, looks like it's going to be a potential similar result this season. Beating teams like the Bens comfortably, who are giving everybody hard games. You also look at with Colwinning, with Straney, when he took them 4th in the league, they're going to get relegated the next season. Tiff's starting to turn things around now, starting to get some results. Again, a win for them yesterday, 4-2 against Renfrew. But I think it shows you that Straney's definitely got something, and him and his management team have definitely got a good way of working, because what they've done in the last few years has been nothing short of impressive.
Oh, Massive. We said we sung massive praises on last year. And today, it probably even on a budget, it's not probably one of the best budgets in the league either. Is even more so impressive. So, no, listen, you can't praise them enough. They're showing levels of consistency. They're showing a mentality. They know how to win games. They've got that togetherness. And I tell you what, it will take right good sides to put them at a cup competitions, and it will take right good sides to beat them in the league, because the way things have started for them this season, then they look as if they're going to take some going. But listen, it's football. Things can change very, very quickly. I think we've had seem to have a consistent team on the park.
Aye, they do.
A lot. Listen, and that's probably because the players look after themselves well too. But listen, it's been a tremendous start for them, and the job that him and the boys have done down there is outstanding, to be fair.
Aye. Glasgow United 2-each with Arthur, beating them in penalties. We've spoken Glasgow United at length, and they seem to be really kicking on this season after having that shocking season last year, really. That's another really good win, because we've commented on how, yourself in particular, how much of a decent side Arthur are, and that is a really good result for Glasgow United to progress through that game.
Aye, brilliant. It's a brilliant result for Glasgow United, and I hate bringing it up because Ian Macker will be bringing it up again.
Macker, we're talking about him, aren't we?
Well, I know, and then, but you can't bring it up. Quite similar to obviously what happened to us against Dalry the Tuesday night, which I'm not going to hide away from that either. Do you know what I mean? I could come on here and keep my mouth shut. But listen, massive credit needs to go to Glasgow United and even Dalry for what they've done in their games. And listen, everybody likes to see a giant killing in the cup. You just don't like to be on the other side of it. And unfortunately, that's what's happened. I think Arthur were 2-0 up as well.
Really?
I think so. I might be wrong, but and if that was the case, then that's even more disappointing. But these cup games are really, really difficult, because the teams come and they're right up for it, and they want to take the scalp with a Premier League club or a club in the higher league. So brilliant for Glasgow United. They've done really well. They've won it in penalties, took it to penalties, shown a lot of character, and then shown a lot of bottle to win it at the end of penalties. So well done to Glasgow United. But Arthurly, as we say about most teams, the bread and butter for them in most clubs is the league campaign, and they'll just focus will go back to that as well.
Definitely. Just a quick one to finish, since you brought up Dalry. Obviously, I was at the game against yourselves on Tuesday, and if you haven't watched the vlog, then what's wrong with you? But
I even had to watch it because it was the thing that you've put, and it was a hard one for me to watch. Probably the hardest vlog to watch, mate.
Glenafton getting the job done very professionally, 7-2 against Dalry. Dalry will be disappointed. I thought they did really well against you. I know you were quite unhappy after the game when we spoke, and you were saying, "Oh, you weren't good enough," which was true. But at the same time, I didn't think that it wasn't like you were shocking. You just didn't take your chances, because you had quite a few. You weren't shocking or anything like that, but they stuck to their game plan, and they did their job really well. Their keepers made some tremendous saves, and then they had like maybe 4 chances in the game, took 2 of them, you know what I mean? And it was just one of the nights for Dalry.
Aye, listen, man, it was a tough few days after that game, and know what it's like, man. Everybody comes and has got something to say when you lose a game like that. Do you know what I mean? They all want to come or send you a message or give you a wee Snyder. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, I can't give them enough credit, man. They were excellent on the night, and as I said, I think I wrote it on Twitter, they thoroughly deserved the result, man. I wouldn't go on that and claim otherwise. I thought that they'd done everything for their manager. They ran through brick walls, they threw their broad body in the line, and they showed bits of quality as well, especially for their goals. And they were set up really well, and they deserve all the credit. And they'll be disappointed with Saturday, because it was 2-each at half time with Glenafton, and it was 2-each, you know what I mean? So it was obviously a tight, good game. and then Glenafton have just come out and shown their quality. But then that just shows you again how good a result that is for Glenafton and how well they've done. They've had a couple of good results because they had Greenock through the week in the cup, 1-4-1 down there as well, and then so it's a couple of potential banana skins for them, and they've managed to get their professional job, and that's good for Marco and his team because they've not had a lot to shout about at Glenafton, so he's done really well. But I own that Dalry. It's an amazing night for him. It's something that the players will remember for a long, long time. It's obviously something that we're really disappointed about, and all we had to do was get a result Saturday and get back to winning ways, and we've done that. And that is just it, man. These things happen in football. We've all been the giant killer. You just don't like being the team that's getting turned there. But well done to them.
Round 2, Campbelltown 1, Glencairn 3, Clydebank 4, the Ants 0, East Kilbride 0, Gartcairn 7, Giffnock 4, Rossvale 0, Glenvale 0, Blantyre 1, Hurlford 3, Bonneton 0, Kilsyth Rangers 1, Glasgow Uni 2, Larkhall 3, Drum 1, Lesmahago 3, Whitlets 0, Lugar 2, Maple 2, Maple 1, 4-2 in penalties, Petershill 1, Pollock 3, Saltcoats 1, Rob Roy 2, Port Glasgow 0, Talbot 2, Shotts 2, Thornywood 0, St Cadoc's 4, Cali Locos 2, St Peters 0, Meda 5, Thorn 4, BSC 2, West Park 2, Baylor Clyde 3. So obviously we've touched on your game during the week there. Back to winning ways against Petershill. Yes, Saturday. I need to stop saying yesterday. 3-1, 4-day hat-trick. We've spoke at length about 4-day quite a few times, and you're just raving about more of the time. How was he on Saturday? Just same as he's been?
Mate, he's a different animal, mate, honestly. And see, the biggest compliment I can give Fordy, I always thought Fordy was one of the best players at the level before I went to Pollock. And see, since I've seen him at Pollock, I'm just like that. The boy is unbelievable, outstanding. See, even in training, the standards, and he's just got this pure, like, love for the game. Like, he's always wanting the ball at his feet. He's always wanting to play. In training, his attitude's brilliant. The stuff he does in training is ridiculous. And then on a Saturday, like the boys are meeting, he's always wanting to ping balls about when everybody's just on the park and all that. You're running around the park, he's taking a ball and wanting to ping it about and that. The boy, he's just got a pure love for football, and on 100 goals, it's an amazing achievement. Hopefully there's many more to come, but I can't praise the boy highly enough. He's went and he's got himself right fit. He's staying clear of injuries, and the standards that he's setting on a Saturday at games is stepping up in big moments, mate. It's not just well, it's all gone rain. Why not? Like moments when we've needed him, he's stepped up and he's been outstanding, and he's been unbelievable, mate. Absolutely unbelievable.
How was the game itself?
Rotten, mate.
Fair enough.
I'll be honest with you, I've very rarely been involved or seen great games of football up at Petershill, mate.
It's not the best place.
And it's no a thing, mate. It's no a dig. It's just I don't ever see pure hunters of quality. And it
was windy at the weekend as well, which up there just makes it even worse.
But it wasn't too bad on the game, PG. But at the same time, mate, job done, mate. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't an amazing game. It wasn't a classic, but we got the job done, and really proud of the players because they had to take a lot of flack here a few days, obviously after the Dalry game, and that could have been that was an alright tough draw up at Petershill, man. They're a good side, good young side that never make things easy for you, and I thought they'd done well in large spells of the game, but I think we probably edged it and deserved it, and to get through makes the most important thing.
Exactly. For me, big shock. Larkhall beating the Drum 3-1 through there. Drum falling apart since I've left, even though it was only media duties, they've just crumbled. I was disappointed to see it. So obviously I've got a lot of time for the Drum. I really like the club and the guys involved. I'm not hugely surprised it happened, to be honest with you. I think that Hopi and JB in a couple of cup competitions have looked at making changes to give boys game time, because the league is ultimately the the main focus. And even the Strathclyde Demolition Cup is really important because that's if you're no licensed, that's your pathway into the big Scottish.
Cup.
But great result for Lark Hall. But it's disappointing for the Drum. It's because I know how good a team they are, and it's one of the ones where they'll be unhappy with that. But it's not the end of the world, and then Lark Hall will be buzzing with it.
No, as you say, it's not the end of the world. And the main thing for Pope and his team's getting into the Premier League, mate, and that's where all the main focus will be. You always want to go cup runs. The fans always want to go cup runs because it just adds that wee extra bit of excitement. But as you say, there may be priorities are elsewhere, but that's not taking it away from Lark Hall. That's still an amazing result on the day. 3-1 is really impressive. You need to be at the top of your game to beat any Drumchapel side, even if the Drum aren't quite at it. You still, for them, they would still need to be right up for it and right at it themselves. So, seen the save for their goalie and Oz. I
Great
thought
save for Slick, aye.
Goalies don't often get the credit they deserve, mate, but obviously the goalie's pulled off a right big save at a big moment, and it's contributed massively to an upset. And it does. You can say what you want about it. There'll be people there. A lot of people weren't expecting that, but superb for Lark Hall, and that'll give them some confidence going into next week.
Definitely. Touching on my beloved Port Glasgow, 2-0 loss to the Talbot. Managed to hold them for an hour. Talbot are starting to look a bit more like themselves in the last 4 or 5 weeks. I think with Port, with Tam Jimison, I touched on it last week, being in there. Granted, they've lost the 2 games he's taken, but they lost 2-1 to Nielsen in the last minute. Nielsen are 2 leagues above them. They lose 2-0 to the Talbot, which is a very respectable result. Talbot are 3 leagues above them. I think that's been a good start, and it looks like they're already starting to turn things around. Stevie brought in good players at the Port, and it obviously just didn't work for him. But now it looks like they're starting to get a wee bit more out of the players, and I think that things will turn around for them. I don't think they'll get relegated or anything like that. But Talbot in the Cup, they were always there and go and get wins.
They were always there, clean sheet. They're adding. I always say that they would add players as the season went on.
McAvoy as well, into Bonnet the other day.
Signed the boy up front. Good player. So he is, Kyle. Good player. But that's what they'll do. They'll keep adding. They'll keep getting better, and that's why I've always said, like, I'm going to get carried away about where they are at the moment and how well they've been playing, because the quality they've got there and the management team in place, they were only going to go up the way and get better. But with the Port, I've seen a bit of praise going their way for Talbot fans about how they hosted and stuff like that, and the way they played on the day, and they've made it difficult for Talbot, and fair play to them. Listen, they've no disgraced themselves, and I tell you what, they'll probably take loads of positives out of that result, even though it's a defeat. You know what I mean? They've probably played really well on the day, and I think that's good for Tam, that, because he's not going to be coming up against teams that knocking like Talbot's quality in the league campaign.
No. 2 Division 4 teams meeting in the second round. Giffnock commented on them last week, how they're far past the expectations I had for them. I had them down the bottom 3. 4-0 win against Rossvale. Rossvale, who we've praised quite a bit as well, who dropped points in the first 2 games, then they went like 7 wins in a row. Now they're on the back of a couple of defeats. Is how Josh gets his players to turn that run.
Yeah.
But Giffnock, that's another really good win for them, and they seem to be starting to motor a wee bit now.
Aye, great win, and Josh's only positive will probably be it's been a cup game, so he's no losing anything on the league. But what he's shown there is that they can deal with a wee bit of, like, they can deal with that bad bit of form and bounce back, and that's what they'll be looking to do again. But Owen Giffnock and Keith doing really good stuff down there.
Aye, they are. It's some improvement from another 4th Division team playing against a Premier League side. The Meda taking 5 off St Peters. I expected the Meda to win. I was a wee bit surprised at how convincing it was, because I rate St Peters. I think they're a good team. I think JID and Neil have got a very good young side there. But Martin, Des and Ilza have had a really good start with the Meda. Been quite convincing, and a couple of good cup wins. Granted, they probably need to make sure their results carry her into the league. to get them at the relegation. But that was a good 5-0 win for them yesterday, Saturday.
Aye, great result because, but like yourself, I thought with the way St Peter's held themselves against Linlithgow Rose the week before, I thought they would give Meda a right tough game, but really good professional job done by the Meda. And as you say, they've started well under Martin and Desnell said they're winning games, but I think you're spang on what you say. It's been quite a lot of cup competitions, but in the same way that's probably been a positive because it gives them a chance to maybe look at the full squad.
Exactly.
It's cup rotate it a wee bit more and get a chance for them to look at the full group that they've got at their disposal, and that's probably helped them in a way for Martin and Des and Ailsa then, with their best 11 goes into the league campaign. So they've done really well. That's a really potential tricky tie. They've navigated through it comfortably. They've scored 5 goals, kept a clean sheet against a St Peter's side that have been praised a lot this season. So it's a very good result. I know it's maybe an expected one, but for a lot of people, but for me, it's a really good result for them.
The finishes in cup action, we mentioned to Glasgow Uni, who have had a really tough season, to get a 2-1 away win at Coolside Rangers, who Coolside have been starting to pick up a late in the last couple of months. That's a really good win for Mark and his team because they've not had much to celebrate this season. It's been really tough for them. And even though it's not the league where they would like to pick up points, it's nice for them to continue a wee cup run, get into the third round, and that is a good result against Coolside away from home.
No, that's it. It just gets you away from the bread and butter of the league all the time, and it's sometimes a welcome distraction, and that's been the case for Glasgow Uni. So well done to Martin. As you said, they've had a tough wee spell, and maybe that's just the thing to kickstart them and get them going again, especially in the league.
Aye, definitely. Just before we finish on the cup, actually, we've got Easter House. If we get through that, we've got a Meda, so that'll be a good game for us. But you've got Clydebank, who beat the Ants 4-0 yesterday. I actually find that Clydebank Pollock games the last couple of years have been excellent, been really good, tight games. How do you feel about having that?
Big game in it. Let's be honest, the two clubs, there's a rivalry there. Not mean, let's no kid on about it. And that's what you want, and that's football. That's what you want. You want the big games, the big crowds, and the big pressure, and that's what we all want. I think Clydebank fans and the committee. I even seen Mr. Chairman shaking the hands. I think he's delighted with the draw. Boys, the draw. Mark doing the big handshake.
See, I think that that'll be the tie of the round for me in the third round.
I think to be honest with you, there's a lot of good ties. I think Clydebank v Pollock games it's always good games. You know what I mean? And they're a good side going really well, and that was a right good result for them beating the Ants, because the Ants have been really good this season under Danny. But it's a big result for us, and we'll travel down to Clydebank, and I'm sure we'll take big numbers down, and I know that the Clydebank fans will turn up their numbers, and hopefully it's a right ding dong of a cup tie. I'm sure it will be, but I'm just looking forward to it. But there is other ties. There's like seeing Gartcairn get St Cadoc's, things like that. They're all, I think Talbot will end up maybe playing Troon, then you could play
Meda.
There's a potential could open up for some teams, you know what I mean? Because there is some big clubs that are unfortunately going to get knocked out of the competition because they've been playing against each other.
You even got like Gartcairn and St Cadoc's will be playing each other.
That's what I mean. That's what I say. It's a really good game.
So to get through as well, you've got Colwynnon and Ardrossan. The winner of that plays the Thorn. I think that's a cracking tie, a bit of a derby as well between the teams. There is, like you said, a lot of good games. We'll move on to league action. Only 2 games in league action this week. Big game for me in the second division. The only one in that division. Cumbernauld 2, Ardrossan 1, which puts Cumbernauld top of the league, a point clear of Ardrossan with a game in hand. That's a huge win. And I know they've dropped down 2 divisions in 2 years and stuff, so that there is still quality there. But I think that it shows what their management team are capable of, because everywhere they go, they do a good job. And I think that is a massive win for them. And only losing 1 goal as well, because Ardrossan, we've spoken about it the last year and a half, they're free-flowing. and they score a lot of goals. So that's a massive win for Cumbernauld.
Bang on, totally right. Massive result for Cumbernauld. I think the boy Brown got a couple of goals. Boy Brown, couple of goals. He's on the right purple patch for them now. And I think you're bang on what you're saying. Nizzy and Dolsey are very good. They know what they're doing. I think getting that wee spell in last season where they could maybe assess the players that they had. I knew that they always should have been judged this season when they had a chance to get their own team in and get the boys through a pre-season and stuff like that as well. And that has been the case because they had to kind of go in chase their tail a wee bit last season. So what they're showing us is their quality as a management team, but the players are delivering and doing really well, and confidence seems to be high in Cumbernauld. And there's that feel good factor down at the club, and it is good to see because as you say, they've had a tough couple of years as well, and maybe they seem to be turning soon. They deserve massive amount of credit. It's a great result because, as you say, we spoke a lot about Ardrossan on this show and about the firepower and the job that feels he's done there. But for that game and that magnitude, what a 3 points that is for Cumbernauld. Superb.
It's huge. Just looking at the second division league table just now, so we have Cumbernauld, 25 points, played 10. Ardrossan, 24 points, played 11. Vela Clyde, 21 points, played 9. So potentially you're going to have the three of them within a point each other. But even under that, you've got Cali Locos, who, if they win their game in hand, are only a couple of points back. Coolside, Maryhill, the Ants. The top 7 will all be fighting out for that third spot. And looking at the Ants as well, if they win their 2 games in hand against Ardrossan, they're sitting 4 points away. But that's including them having 3 points docked for them at the start of the season. The Ants are you're looking at them thinking 7th place is really good for the Ants. But I know what they'll be like. They'll be looking to push on because they're a decent side, and that's your first proper game on Saturday. So it's nice to have my first game going back to one of my old clubs. But there's that many of them. I suppose it was always a good chance I'd be going back to an old club.
No, I know. Aye, as you say, you're just hoping that the Ants don't then at the end of the season and they think, oh, that 3 points has killed them a bit. That's not what you're wanting. But aye, listen, it's a tight league, and that's what we've been crying out for. And so many teams have got an opportunity to try and catch promotion spots, and it's only going to make it exciting for the neutrals, you know what I
Aye.
mean?
Final game of the day, 3rd division. Irvine Vicks 1, Girvan 1. Good point for Girvan, who have played 9, won 3, drawn 3 and lost 3, so it's very much all over the place with them. Irvine Vicks will definitely see that as 2 points dropped. That would have taken them into 2nd place. Moving ahead of Glasgow United. I just think that they're dropping too many points. This is a strange league, barring Bells Hill, who have won 7 and drawn 2 and still undefeated. You're looking at Glasgow United, Irvine Vicks, Vela Leaving, Greenock, Les Mahago, even Dorai, Finarton. This is ridiculous. You're actually going down to 10th place with Lanark. They're only 8 points away from the top 3, but 2 games in hand. You're like, it's so tight. You're getting teams who are sitting in 3rd place in the promotion spots and win less than half their games.
Aye.
Shows how close that league is.
It's madness. It's madness, but again, it's really good. But I think you're right. I think the Vicks will be disappointed because with all the teams in cup action, it really gave them a chance to kind of put the squeeze on the others, and they've not done that. But massive credit to Girvan. It's a good result for Girvan, taking a point for it. I seen they signed Stuart Keane.
Aye, I know.
Keane, man, Stuart Keane was an absolute goal machine at Hurlford, that, and he'll have bags of experience to pass on, and I'd imagine he'll still have the quality there as well. Knows where the goal is. So listen, Ep8 peachy, but what it shows, and I keep saying this about every league, it doesn't matter if it's the Premier, right down to the Division 4, any team is more than capable of beating any other team in any given day, because there's teams out there with lots of quality, and there's no easy games because teams are more organised, they're fitter. It's tough, mate. The West of Scotland is tough, mate, and any league's very tough.
I agree. I think that's a good place to leave it.
Yes.
Right, everybody, thanks for watching. As always, like the episode, subscribe to the channel. It makes a great difference to us. But look, have a good week. Thank you very much.
Take care, everybody.